Well, only a few days ago, I made another modification, yet another modification to my hydraulic jack. Originally, the shutoff for the hydraulics, which goes on here, was this. These are actually two pieces. I've taped them together, and you could put it on or off like so, and if you had to pump, then you had to move over here and put these two things together, one on top of another, and you could pump it. And right away I didn't like that, so I scrapped that idea, and I made this up. This end, turn things on and off here, and you just stuck the same bar in there to pump it, and it was plenty long enough, no problems. But that's kind of a pain having to take this thing off here and turn it left or right to shut the hydraulics on or off. So I have now put this knob on here, which turns left or right just like that. No problem. And whatever you've got stuck in here, you can just leave it there while you're working anyway. Put it there when you're all done. So we'll get the camera a little closer and give you a look at this. Okay, I found this in my junk box. It's a round knob off of something, I can't remember what, and it had a 1/4-20 screw put into it. So half the work was done right there. I just needed to make this piece right here. And what I'm going to do is I'll take this off so you can see what kind of a knob was on the original jack. I've had jacks like this before that were just a little bit different than the design of this one. So I'll take that off and we'll have a look at it. Here's the new adjusting knob. Like I said, I found this. You could use anything similar to that. This is 5/8 round stock that I made that out of, and it's 1.3 inches total length here. And this section, the shiny part here, was drilled and tapped to accept the 1/4-20 thread that was already on the knob. Now on the other end, here's where things got a little tricky. Right now what you're looking at is the 12mm hole that I drilled in there. And these two set screws, one on each side, are 1024 set screws. We're going to go over and take a look at what that fits on. This little knob right here. And that 12mm hole was just deep enough to allow the knob to fit on and move up to this back face here, because this is not very long, so it wasn't a very deep hole. Now what made it so difficult was that this is not round, this whole thing here. There's a flat here and there's a flat underneath, and from here to here is wider than from here to here. In other words, there's a taper on here, kind of like, well, if we can get it like that, like this angle right here on both sides. And on the top here, at the front, the distance from the top to the bottom is wider than it is at the back from here to a point underneath. And at the time, I didn't even think this was going to work. This was just a wild idea that I had, and I'm surprised how well it worked. I've been using it for a few days right now, and I really like it. So your knob here that you have, the existing one on your hydraulics, it might not be the same as this. The last one of these things that I had was different. There was a pin through here, and it didn't look at all like this. So you have to get creative. Whatever you got here, come up with some way that you can attach to it. So if you can use the idea, that's great. I just thought, since it worked so well, I'd make a video.